Howdy, my friends. Look at this. Get the numbers up. 12,000 of you already. Welcome, 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 welcome. How's everyone doing? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the usual. I know it's a bit different today. So today, I kind of want to I don't know how long I'm going to keep this going for, but I would like to chat to some stars, maybe some people I know. Some famous faces in the sporting world, or actors, or singers, or whoever that you may know. And I thought there's no better place to start than at home. And basically, as some of you probably know, I am, all of you know, I'm a huge golf fan. And a few years ago, I started a golf management company with my music management, people who run my music management. And we started a business together called Modest Golf. Basically, we said we wanted to do sports management, but really all we wanted to do at the time was golf, because we all love golf, and being around the tour, the European Tour and the PGA Tour, and having friends who play golf. Hello, Katie Hall of Modest Golf. I see you. I know Marky Mac is here too, and probably Danny too. These are the people who run Modest Golf with me on a daily basis. And yeah, just really wanted to get into golf. I've spent a lot of time around golf, having friends who play it professionally, and obviously I've got a major interest in it, and I felt like I could help, younger golfers, or just, with the reach of my name, get people into golf. I wanted to take a lot of players who were turning from amateur into pro golfers, and help them out with that transition from amateur to pro. And which is quite hard. It's an expensive sport to play if you're wanting to turn pro, getting around the world, etc., etc., etc. I've been lucky enough to get hold of some of the greatest young European talent, and also some great South African talent and players from all over the world, and built up the company over the last 3 years. And some of you who watch me on a regular basis will know that I have big interest in this, and it's kind of like my side project. And when I'm not doing that, obviously do the music, but when I'm not doing the music, I take over my role at Modest Golf, and it's a whole different thing. Anyway, one thing I did want to do, to make the company bigger, and also just as an interest of my own, having a player of a certain caliber within your stable, if you like, is what every company wants. And I was lucky enough to bump into one along the way. I know quite a few, but to have a sit down and have a chat with someone, and thankfully was able to get my hands on one, and one that I've gotten to know very well since we signed Modest Golf last June. And his name is Tyrrell Hatton. Tyrrell sits currently inside the top 25 golfers in the world. I'm going to have a look for him here, and then we can have a chat. I've got some questions for him that I've written up. I've come prepared. This is obviously my first presenting job, so this could really go tits up, but hopefully not. Tyrrell, here we go. I'm adding you in, bud. Waiting for Tyrrell. I'm getting nervous. I'm sweating. This is my first hosting job. Oh, look who it is. Look, he's shaved the head.
My hair's so short. It looks even worse on camera.
What have you done?
Oh dear me! Look, seriously receding. It's horrible, but
Geezer, will
it's
you
got
stop
embraced
talking
it.
about that? Don't be worrying about that stuff. You're a very successful golfer. That's the least of your worries. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tyrrell Hatton. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure there's a lot of, because we broadcasted it, I'm sure there's a lot of golf fans on here, but I'm sure there's a lot of people on here that don't know anything about golf, and we're going to teach them a bit now, and you're going to tell us a bit too. Tyrrell is multiple-time European Tour winner, Ryder Cup star of the famous Ryder Cup team, and also has
Makes me
recently...
blush.
Huh?
You make me blush.
It's hard to do, so I'm happy. Tyrrell is also has recently had his first win on the PGA Tour, the Tour of America, the big dog at Arnie's place in Bay Hill, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Not just your average PGA Tour win either. So
yeah, that's a special one.
It was a pretty special one. But anyway, before we get to that, because we've got loads of time to talk about that stuff, where are you? What are you doing? Well, I know where you are, but tell the people.
Yeah, so we are currently in Orlando. Mm-hmm. So we've rented a house out here at Lake Nona. So whilst we're meant to be playing PGA Tour events, it's kind of good for us to have a base that we can kind of come back to. Obviously, home is the UK, but yeah, so we're just quarantine life out here. Emily.
Hello.
Look at her. She is destroying those chicken wings.
Have you been able to hit balls, or is it quiet, or what are you doing?
No, it's kind of been difficult for that, purely from I'd say like a motivational point of view. You know, we don't know when our next tournament's going to be with everything that's going on, sadly. So I have been out there occasionally, probably 2 or 3 times a week, but that's kind of been with Emily. She's learning how to play. She's
striping it too, by the way.
Yeah, do you know what? Her swing's looking good, considering that she hadn't sort of hit balls probably for 2 years, and prior to that it wasn't very often anyway. So she's had a couple of lessons with my dad via FaceTime. Good. And yeah, so he's helping her out now.
I love the way he's doing the lessons through FaceTime.
I can't.
And you're the one do
it. I'm horrible. I'm so impatient. I'm like, you kind of she'll hit a really good one. I'm like, all right, she got that. So then I'll try and give her something else, and by the end of it, I've said like 10 different things, and I've completely messed her up. And then the rest of the session is a horror show. So
you give me a couple of lessons too, and I think I've gotten worse.
Yeah. Just don't listen to me. That's probably the best piece of advice I could give someone.
When do you? Obviously, the Open got cancelled, which is I mean, it's sad. It's very sad.
It is. Yeah.
I'm sure you were looking forward to that. But at least we still have the Masters.
Yeah, so that's looking like it's going to be middle of November now, which is crazy to think that this week is normally Masters week, and we're all kind of stuck inside wishing that we were there. But
it's a shame.
It's what it is. Yeah.
I mean, in coming off the back of your win at Arnold Palmer, it would have been a nice time to probably head to Augusta. In a tricky course like that, because you played Bay Hill pretty well.
Yeah, it would have been nice. Obviously, the game was in a good place, and obviously I just kind of come back from 2 months off after having wrist surgery. So
that's right. Yeah,
to hit the ground running and get a win so soon after coming back from that was. Obviously, it certainly exceeded all my expectations. Yeah, and now it looks like obviously we're going to have at least a couple of months off again, but that's not really within our control.
Yeah, same. I'm kind of in the same boat on my end of things too. But it was amazing. It's just because I remember like when you signed up at Modest Golf last summer, we played a lot of golf. We played quite a few rounds of golf since. And I would hear you every now and then. You go, oh Jesus, the wrist! Like it would catch on you. So it just shows you you know, how much it held you back having a bad wrist for you know, that period.
Yeah, it was funny because I actually injured it at the Masters back in, it was 2017.
Oh Christ!
Yeah, from falling over. So
Well, I know someone that's fallen over at Augusta too.
Yeah, you had it par 3 tournament as well, wasn't it?
It was this day 4 years ago, but we won't talk about that. Moving on, Tyrrell. I'm interviewing you. What should I say?
Oh, that was an absolute beauty.
I mean, yeah, it just shows you, like, you know, if you come back, if something's holding you back like that, but you know you've got the game in there somewhere to come back and win. And I mean, it's not like it was the easiest of final rounds of all time, was it? It was playing like a US Open. The course looked on television looked scary, and the wind and stuff like that. So
yeah, it was
like winning a major in a way.
Yeah, I guess so. Obviously yet to experience that, but
we get there.
I think, you know, Friday evening, if you had told me I was going to shoot 3 over for the weekend and I was going to be holding the trophy on Sunday, you kind of wouldn't believe it. So it shows how difficult the setup was.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a case of holding on, and there was just a blow up waiting to happen at any point on that back nine, and I guess I tried my best to blow up a little bit on 11, which was but yeah, luckily held on and got the first win.
All right, well, that's out of the way. First Englishman in a bit to get it done as well, which is nice. So, like, I know we've obviously been talking about it, but, you know, you're getting like into your training and stuff like that. Have you found it? I noticed a lot recently. You've been like posting videos and stuff, and even with the things in the pool and all sorts. Have you like throughout this sort of period, has it been like is it good for your head as well as your body?
Yeah, so I started with a team, James, Laura and Kevin from kind of back home, around, was it start of middle of January, I think. Just not necessarily from a golf perspective, but just to, I guess, feel better about myself, and just feel better. So we've worked really hard on that, and you know, the short spell that we had on the golf course back in tournaments, it kind of showed that it definitely helped me. And since everything's kind of been on lockdown now, we're training through FaceTime. We've bought a few little floor mats from Costco, and we've got a few kettlebells and Swiss balls, so we're kind of making do with that, but trying not to kind of lose any ground in that sense.
Yeah, I know, same. I've been kind of like doing my own little drills here because you can't really go anywhere.
I see you've been posting your daily workouts.
You want to see? There's the goods.
Guns out.
No, but I found it like to have, like, if I say to myself, right, I'm going to get up tomorrow, I'm going to make breakfast, then I'm going to work out for an hour. And then it's straight away, once you work out, I find like you feel straight away, you feel you've got like a purpose, and you've got to start kicked off your day the right way. And
it's easier to get a bit of structure going as well, I guess. It's easy in times like this for the days to kind of fade away without doing. I know there's not too much to do, but if you can try and figure out a few things to keep yourself busy throughout the day, it's gonna be better. And
have you been doing any putting in the house, or have you got any like drills with swing drills or anything like that you can do? Obviously, I can see the old pings in the background in the bag.
Yeah. They're, like I said, we've been out sort of 3 times a week because here at Lake Nona, the golf course and practice facilities are still open.
Yeah.
Which is why we're kind of able to go outside and use that. But
these are lucky ones.
Yeah. So we're fortunate in that sense. We've got some airflow balls. So Emily's been Emily's been practicing with them as well. So we've been knocking them around the house a little bit, but
yeah, I've just recently got a putting mat, And I tell you what, God help all of my friends when I play golf again, because I am putting like a champ at the minute. Whether that mat is actually worth it, worth it.
You look like you're good at chipping onto it as well, from what I see.
Do like the old chipping.
How many takes? Go on.
I swear to God, only the two. That's why I posted the first one, so to make it look like I wasn't just like this one. I was delighted with myself, Tyrrell. Oh God,
it was good effort. To be fair, you done well.
I did all right. It was a nice little swoop in action. You know, just using the lower body as well. We'll get into it later anyway, Tyrrell. I don't want to talk about the swing. It's too complicated. Amir, tell us, how did you start the game? Obviously, your father is your coach and has been probably your whole life.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying?
Pretty much.
So Danny Wardrop said, "How many shanks?" Yeah, good on.
How many shanks? Straight in there. Doesn't miss an opportunity.
Never.
So my parents played. And my mum stopped playing from when I was about 5 years old, and then my dad had like a normal kind of 9 to 5 job around sort of, but he got made redundant when I was around about 10, I think, and that's kind of when he moved into teaching and custom club fitting. So, and was he
then really? Was he an amateur or did he turn pro?
Yes. Yeah, so he the lowest he got down to was 7.
Right.
So yeah, he couldn't do the PGA route, and to be honest, I don't think he wanted to go that route anyway. With working in the pro shop and everything, and so he did I think it was European Golf Teachers Federation, and kind of got his qualification that way, and did a load of club fitting courses, and set up Hatton Golf, which is, we've got a golf studio now which he teaches out of. So
and you still practice there, don't you?
Yes, yeah. When we're back in the UK, I'll go see him sort of 3 times a week, sometimes almost every day, if we need to kind of get something fixed before I go off and play another tournament.
I was just thinking about, like, I was looking at your clubs there in the background, and you obviously play ping, and I was just thinking about, there's one club in the bag that not a lot of golfers have that has helped me out of a couple of situations. I've had a couple of swings of it myself.
Yeah, you enjoyed using it.
That 7 wood that you've got that not many people have.
Yeah.
Why do you have it?
Well, I've always struggled using rescues, and
tell me about it.
I just kind of needed something that I could use if the rough's quite thick, that you can kind of get it out with, because you're not gonna be using a 3-iron out of that. So actually copied Matt Fitzpatrick. So Fitzy's had a 7 wood in there for a while, and so when we first tried it, it was going a little bit too far. So we had to kind of really chop it down. So it's actually just slightly longer than my 4-iron now, and it's been a great club, and I know Mac has enjoyed using that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mac is sitting here watching this, and I've hit it a couple of times myself. I remember on the 4th at Wentworth using it, just hacking out of the trees, and that probably hit one of the best shots I've ever hit in my life.
Oh, it's a beauty, isn't it?
It is a beauty, to be fair.
That.
Anyway, obviously, I can think of, remember the time in Europe when you won twice, and did you win 2 weeks in a row? Am I right in saying?
Yeah.
Did you not win the Dunhill and then the Tallinn, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I think okay. Yeah, I remember that, and obviously I remember like being like, Jesus, like, and it was good to see like young English golfers doing well at the time as well. But obviously with the PGA Tour win, is that where you see yourself, like, now you can kick on there proper, and is that like you can see yourself? Do you ever see yourself moving out to the States, or will you always be UK based and kind of play over there?
I like the idea of being able to play both. See, growing up watching the European Tour, you kind of have that, I guess, loyalty and the connection there. So I wouldn't ever want to kind of lose my status there. And PGA Tour, with how the schedule's changed, I think it's easier to play out in the States for the first part of the year. And then generally most guys will go back to Europe through summer and kind of towards the back end of the year.
But having that win, does that make you think, just tell you what, I could play some of them ones at the back end of the year as well, and knowing that you've got, you have the game to take on the world, and have been lower, but in the top 25 and off the back of the injury, and confidence must be seriously high to think to yourself, tell you what, I could go to any major, I can go to any of the major tournaments and as well, and clean up and stay in the States.
Well, it's obviously, like, from a confidence point of view, to kind of prove that I can win out in the States is great that I've managed to do that. And yeah, when we go into majors, there's no reason why we can't kind of contend and hopefully win one of those. But at the end of the day, golf's such a funny game. You're always trying your best every week, and some weeks it kind of works out for you, and other weeks it doesn't. It's just you keep on trying, and hopefully you can give yourself enough chances.
I was going to say, I love the way you said "we." I assume you speak of Mick.
Yeah, what a man.
Mick is still a caddy, and he's a hell of a man. And I think he enjoyed the win at Bay Hill more than anyone.
Yeah, so it was funny because he had a mare because he didn't eat anything.
I was going to say he was in a terrible state.
He was in a shocking state. Like, I put him to bed.
You weren't in a great state yourself.
I wasn't in a great state, but I was well enough to drive. So here at Lake Nona, they've got these little lodges that it's like a mini, really small hotel, and so we kind of had one of the rooms for the night, and I took Mick there, and he literally had to undress him and chuck him into bed, pull the covers over him, and just left him.
Well, that's the best way for him, because he was in the bad old state. But tell you what, you don't win in the PGA Tour every week, so
no, need to enjoy them moments, and we certainly did.
There's something that I wanted to speak about, and everyone that knows me will know that I'm big into the old recycling. I literally drink out of aluminium cans of water.
Yeah.
And I like doing those bits, and I mad into it, and I wouldn't say I was some sort of like, I don't know everything about the whole thing, but I do know it's happening. So I try and do my little bits and pieces and get rid of plastic and stuff where I can, and do things like that, and just bits and pieces around the house, turning the lights off, etc. And I know that I've seen you obviously talking about it a bit on your socials.
Yeah. So obviously being with Adidas,
I was going to say with the Adidas thing,
initiative that they're doing with their Prime Blue collection, which is like a collaboration with Parley, where they use ocean plastic, or they've sort of saved plastic from kind of going into the oceans and created really cool things. So, like, obviously with the trainers, with the polos that we're wearing. My last post from at the players, actually, we had all the Adidas players on Thursday were in the Prime Blue collection, where the top was 100% from recycled plastic. Yeah, so it's, all made from recycled plastic, and to go out and wear that and show it off is pretty cool, and they do a great job.
Yeah, to be fair, all the boys that Blackie and Neil and all the lads that I work closely with, they're pioneers in that stuff, and proper initiative. They're always great to me, and obviously been great to you over the last few years. And that's the difference when you start doing stuff like this. This is how you stand out, I suppose. Anyway, let's get away from golf for a second. We'll talk. Actually, one more thing on golf. Ryder Cup.
Yep.
Obviously, are we going to have it?
By the way, just quickly, does it matter if I turn?
Yeah, now you're on the side. Now you're on the side. Yeah.
God, technology. Jeez. Okay, go on, carry on.
Ryder Cup. obviously Harrington. I'm sure, because I mean I'm not even part of the team, and I look forward to it. But I mean, it's it's one of the biggest sporting events in the world. You were obviously part of the team in Paris.
Yeah.
The glorious winning team, the team that trounced our American counterparts. And it was a number like Paris was a joke. And, do you want to talk about that?
Wow, it was just incredible, very surreal, really, from start to finish. Like even the qualification process, I didn't allow myself to think about the Ryder Cup too much, and it all became very real the day that we flew to Paris and we got in our hotel rooms, and the setup of everything that they did just in that room alone was incredible. And yeah, you put the kit on for the first time and it's like goosebumps. You're like, it doesn't seem real. Yeah,
I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it myself.
Yeah, it was so cool. All the lads in the team room were brilliant. We had a really good team chemistry that week, and I think that kind of showed as well when we were out on the golf course. But that first tee, the grandstand behind.
First of all, for those who weren't there, I'd say there was how many, about 8,000 people?
I think it was 8,000. Yeah,
it was a full on grandstand around the tee. Bear in mind, a golf tee, you literally need to peg a ball up on a small surface area. That's all you need. And for that, they had 8,000 people around, and the Americans were in full voice, and the people from all over Europe, singing everyone's name individually. Known as a tense experience. What was that like?
Yeah, so I was really nervous. So because I went out Friday morning with Paul Casey in the third match, and my warm up, like I was kind of okay throughout the morning. When I'm nervous, I struggle eating. I just can't do it. So I kind of try my best to force something down me before I went out. And obviously my dad was there, and we had a really good warm up, and I just felt comfortable. There's a certain thing in my swing where once I know the feeling of getting it there, I'm generally pretty set, and I was slotting it in that position every time, and so I kind of knew where I was, and that actually helped calm me down. So by the end of the warm up, I was pretty chilled, and then we walked down to the first tee, and then you stood there, and it was like, wow, it was loud as well, really loud, and I was nervous to the point of, like, when I put the ball on the tee, like my hand was shaking.
Oh, Christ. And
then as you kind of go into your pre-shot routine, the noise just stops. Like you could hear a pin drop, that was kind of strange in itself, because you've just had this really loud, like all the crowd chanting and just this huge atmosphere, and all of a sudden it's just silence. And as soon as I just kind of walked into the ball, I was like, this is it. This is.
And were you thinking, like, if that was me in that situation, and I've thought about it, obviously, being the golf nerd I am, I think I'd be one of those people that amp the crowd up just so they didn't go too quiet on me. And also, are you thinking, are you thinking a negative thought? Are you thinking a positive thought? Are you thinking, like, smash it down the middle here? Or are you thinking just don't slice it or hook it or something?
Oh no, it was funny. There wasn't really any negative thoughts. It was more of just a determination to hit a really, like, just a great shot straight down the middle of the fairway, and stepping over the ball was like, this is it. And to hit one straight down the middle Friday morning, and like the roar that you get when obviously the crowd see it going straight was amazing. And you feel like 10 foot tall kind of walking off the tee, and just amazing to be out there and with the energy that the crowd give you.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing. At least it's a nice little tasty iron or something, or a rescue off the tee, I think it is, isn't it? There,
I was hitting 3-wood Friday morning.
Were you in the wind?
Yeah.
In the cold?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a little bit chilly, but yeah. So we hit 3-wood.
Right. Okay. What about actually? Do you know what? I was just thinking about it. That was probably the first time like I bumped into you bits and pieces and dribs and drabs over being on the European tour and kind of seeing each other on ranges and stuff. But I think that was like the first way. I remember we were sitting down. It was at breakfast.
We're in the car going back to the hotel.
Yeah, well, we chatted briefly we chatted in the team room a little bit, like over the course of the week, and then there was a rush of like people jumping into cars, just courtesy cars to get back to the hotel, and you were like,
"Yeah,
come in with us." I was like,
"Yeah, come on in."
And then we obviously had a chat and got to know each other a bit, but yeah, it was a great weekend. The after party was don't remember much of it now, to be honest. It was a good laugh.
That was a messy party. That was brutal.
What was I going to say? Right, do you know what? I was listening to Talksport today, and they were interviewing. They had a big long interview with Sadio Mane. Obviously, you're a Liverpool fan. What's your feeling on potentially not finishing the season?
Yeah, it's but it would be a shame if they have to kind of call it. Because I'm sure the guys in the squad would like to finish it properly and be, crowned champions properly. Obviously, are they 25 points clear at the moment? So they've had an unbelievable season. It's been great to follow it, but I don't think it'd be harsh to say it's a anticlimax if it did kind of end that way.
Oh God.
Does it pain you? It looks like it pains you.
Yeah, it does, because I've supported the suffering side of my whole life.
Derby, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you just explain why you support Derby?
My old man was born in '60s, so if he was like, early '70s, he was, coming into like that age when you're getting into football, listening to the wireless, and like Derby and Leeds were like flying at the time. We won the league, and Brian Clough was around, and we were like the team at the moment, thankfully, because most of Ireland supports Man United. Well, I'm not saying, to be fair, I do like Liverpool, but anyone but Man United for me, or Leeds. But yeah, I just got into it that way, and then we were season ticket holders when we were kids, and we were going back and forth.
Okay.
So basically, my dad worked at Tesco, and basically any spare money he had, we'd go a couple of times a month on the ferry and stuff. So that's how I got into it. But so 30 years of waiting to win the league for Liverpool, and then it to be stopped by something completely out of their control. It's not like they lost about 12 games in a row and someone caught up on them. It would be a shame.
Yeah, it would be a shame, but obviously you can't. It's such a strange situation that everyone's in. We just hope that it kind of can clear as soon as possible and try and get back to normal in a way. And obviously it'd be nice if they can finish the season, if that is achievable. I'm sure they'd be trying everything possible to do that. But
and what about the job that Klopp's done? It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want the captain, if you want the manager, that's your man.
Amazing. Yeah, the guys the players that he's brought in, and they're just a great squad, aren't they? They've done so well together.
What about
long may it continue as well.
Exactly. I mean, I feel so sorry for the boys being 25 points clear and their chances of not winning. But right, here's a question, one more football question. If you could who could Liverpool not do without? Firmino, Salah, or Mane? In that front three. It's something I always think about.
That's a tough question. Oh,
I've left the disgusting on that one.
Oh my!
Oh God!
I hope they stay forever.
Yeah, it would be unbelievable.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like maybe Firmino goes a little bit unnoticed with the work that he puts in.
I agree.
He does a huge job for the other two.
He makes it very easy for Salah to come in off the right there, because he just does so. He holds the ball up so well and plays them in. You know, is he a big lad? Because he doesn't like look crazily big, but he's well able to hold off some of them lads. And then just Mane would be the one I don't think they could do without.
He's good to have in your team on FIFA. He's rapid. Flying down the wing.
By the way, everyone, Tyrrell Hatton, the biggest gamer on the planet. He's absolutely in love with it. He's got the chairs, the headphones, all the different stuff.
Full noise cancelling headphones. I've been playing Call of Duty quite a bit recently.
You are?
Been playing Call of Duty quite a bit.
Have you? Are you Call of Duty, man?
Yeah, I've been. I'm almost embarrassed to say, Emily. She's shaking her head because I've been on it for like 5 hours a day as well.
Oh, geez, come on, just roll a few putts in the carpet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thing is, though, it's easy to just lose that time just playing. You just get carried away.
T, come on.
I promise you need to give it a go.
No, right. I actually just got FIFA 20.
Did you?
So maybe we could play online, but I'm not playing for 5 hours. Play a couple of games and that'll be it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Ease you into it.
Right.
So what are you doing with yourself?
Cooking, working out, going for runs, going for walks. Wrote a tune last night. Got a little studio set up. I was kind of struggling to get going because I've got my living room consists of like my couch, my dining table, my piano. So I do eat, drink, watch TV there, play piano there, and I was struggling to just get motivated to write a song in a room that I spend all day in.
Yeah.
And then I just got a bit of a studio set up and like got a mic sent over and a couple of bits, the essential bits that you need. And wrote a tune last night actually with Capaldi. Luis Capaldi. Okay. We wrote a tune. Anyway, speaking of music, me and you've spoken about it a lot, but you're a huge music fan.
I think everyone enjoys listening to music, don't they? So we've actually.
What have you got? Have you got a favourite song yet?
Say again. Sorry, I lost you a little bit there.
Have you got a favourite song yet?
On your album?
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's a tough one between Black and White and San Francisco.
Oh, he's properly delved in.
Yeah.
He's gone for. I actually did you text me the other day about San Francisco?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'd listened to it a lot. I was like, I'm going to message it and say, I'm enjoying this song.
Yeah. God, Black and White in San Francisco. Black and White would be one of my favourites, 100%.
Yeah.
I
enjoyed the video that you posted when you're in the studio and you're just dancing, going mental to it.
Oh, the Heartbreak Weather thing.
No, that was Black and White, wasn't it?
The studio, the actual studio stuff. Sorry. Yeah. That was good. That was unreal. That was in the Bahamas. Yeah, we went on a writing trip and it was just unbelievable, like euphoric feeling of writing a song like that. It's just because when the chorus kicks in, it's like, yeah.
So, which one's your favourite? Have you got a favourite on the album?
Black and White, Still, Cross Your Mind, Put a Little Love on Me.
Hard to just single one out.
I can't. Honestly, I struggled to really make even down to 16 songs. I really struggled to get down that far. I was like at 20 for a long time, and those songs that didn't make it I'm feeling sorry for them. By the way, there's something that I wanted to speak to you about, and I probably should have said it before when I think of how we did this chronologically. Well, so for those. There's a lot of golf fans, as I said at the very start, listening, and there's also people that don't know much about golf that are watching this. So golfers are generally quite a boring breed. Let's be honest. And
well, people on this live stream might think that we're just watching these. but God, I'm not watching this.
And I think Tyrrell, over the years has a bit of a reputation for being a man to speak his mind, do some mad stuff, say some mad stuff when the microphones are around. Personally, because of the way I am, I love it. Someone that can spark the game a little bit and give, the people talk about you. So in my eyes, that's great for the game. Where do you stand on that? And do you feel like it's held you back at points? Do you feel like you've changed? Do you feel like, I don't know, how do you feel about it? Because actually someone said something, I think it was, I want to say Faraday. It was either Faraday or Nick Doherty, not sure. One of the broadcasters said, Tyrrell Hatton is nice to everyone but himself. And that's true, because you're quite harsh to yourself.
Yeah. I guess I've always been that kind of way. There's times where it has set me back in tournaments and where I've got in my own way. And I'm sure there'll be tournaments in the future that it will happen again, because being human, you're going to make mistakes. But I'd like to think that over time I have got a little bit better with that. I think, going with the win at Bay Hill, generally for me, I was pretty calm. And there was times where I could have lost it on Saturday and Sunday that weekend, but I just felt I was in a good place that week, and in your happy place. Which, so it kind of worked out there. But, that when I said that there's times where it's held me back, I can't remember if it was in 2015 or 2016, Wentworth, final group on Sunday. Wentworth is such a, BMW PGA is, that's a tournament that means a lot to me. I've been going to that event since I was a 5-year-old, so to be inside the road and playing is pretty special. And I always look forward to that event each year. And to go out final group on Sunday with a chance to win, like that was a huge moment for me. At that, I hadn't won on the European Tour yet, so and I got frustrated because I didn't get off to a fast start, which is how I felt I needed to do. And I played myself out of the tournament. And at the end of the day, if I'd gone out and shot 2 under in the final round, you're holding the trophy. So there's like that you can kind of look back on, and that kind of hurt. Realize that you have to improve, because you can't keep shooting yourself in the foot when you've got an opportunity.
It's brilliant. Like it's fun to watch. I'm sure when you frustrate yourself sometimes it's not great to be in there, but as you say, it's happened before. It'll more than likely happen again. And that's absolutely who you are, and I think it's brilliant. By the way, thinking about that, and I think some people online had sent in some questions, and it was someone was saying, Kelsey said, "Is your wedding still on after Toilet Gate?" So for those of you listening, what happened was Tyrrell was taking a shot. He swung back his club, and in the middle of his swing, he heard the Portaloo door slamming, and then the camera turned around, and it was actually Emily, his fiance, coming out of the bathroom mid-swing. That was
just, you couldn't write it, could you? It was an absolute beauty.
Genius.
It was so funny.
How's the prep for the wedding going?
Yeah, that's obviously on hold at the moment. We were looking at getting married sort of towards the end of May next year in Italy. So that's kind of one of the things that we were looking at. But that's on hold at the moment whilst we go through this.
I was expecting I was wondering why my invite hadn't arrived, but I'll just blame it on the corona.
We'll just say, for now, that no one's received any invites, okay? So that make you feel a bit better.
But can you invite me to an Instagram live and invite me in front of everyone? That'd be great.
Sure.
Right. Let me see. There's more questions here from online. Who's your favorite female golfer? Mariana asks.
Favorite female golfer?
I obviously watch a lot of ladies golf. We signed Leon Maguire, and I love doing that. Is there any ones that stand out to you? Personality, is there a thing or a game that you like?
I'd say like just from like the Lake Nona connection, Lydia Ko.
Oh, is Lydia?
Yeah, when we're here, so she's on the range. She's always really nice. Always says hello and have a bit of a chat. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, she was when she first sprung on the scene. She was off the charts.
Yeah,
yeah. Is there? Okay, let me see. Hold on. Sophia asked, "Is there any tips?" Speaking of ladies, have you got any tips for young girls wanting to start the game?
Ooh.
Like as an industry, how do we get more younger girls to play the game?
I think over the last few years, like golf has been, and golf clubs as well, have been much better at opening up for everyone, all ages, and kind of showing that golf can be fun, and you can, with certain things, with the practicing, the drills that you do in the junior clinic, and all sorts of stuff that you can get into it. So I would say the best thing is to go down to find your local golf club and see when, because they all should have like a summer camp when we get out of the crisis that we're in.
Agreed.
Just go give it a go, because until you try it, you're not going to know if you enjoy it or not. And I'd say the summer camps are always going to be really good with the local pros setting everything up for you.
Yeah, I have to say it's obviously got that sometimes it's got that view, and obviously me and you don't think that because we love it, but I think the view on golf sometimes is that it's the old man sport or whatever. But I've had some of the, I'm sure you definitely have, but I've had some of the best times in my life just messing around on golf courses and hitting balls and making mates around golf courses and drinking ahead of myself in a golf cart. And I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah, it's a special place, when even if you're out there on your own in the evening, like in the summer and stuff, is quite peaceful, and you can just enjoy being out there, fresh air thing. It's a nice place to be.
Unbelievable, Saints. Unbelievable. And this is why, for all you people watching, why we signed Tyrrell Hatton, because he's the man. And he's recently just got himself back into the top 25 in the planet. He's just won. Kind of like what's happened. I put my tour on sale, brought an album out, and then this kind of thing happens. Kind of like what happened to you, with the big win in America, the first being in great form, and then it's just kind of. But when this is all over, we'll have practiced and we'll be back and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyrrell Hatton. Come on! Come on! I can hear you. Hatton. You can hear them screaming from the rafters.
Yeah.
Tyrrell, pal, thanks very much for coming on. And thank you for chatting and answering some questions. Obviously, we talk on a regular basis, but it's nice to do this and let the people hear and know more about you and what you're interested in and all that stuff.
Yeah, perfect. All right, mate. Well, it was good to chat to you. Ta-da.
Keep in touch. Bye, Emily.
Yeah.
There he is, Tyrrell Hatton, Modest Golf's finest. He is. We've got some talented golfers in the ranks of Modest Golf, and you'll see more of them over the years because they're going to start making big moves. And Tyrrell Hatton is a well-known face in the game of golf, and we're very lucky to have him representing Modest Golf in the way he does. He's a great time. He's a fantastic golfer. When he feels good, he can win any tournament, and we've got no doubts about that. He's a great man. Thank you to Adidas and to Ping for always looking after him as well. And keep up the good work, team. Right, good night, people. Love you lots. See you.